Svetlana is a Master of Technology and Winemaking. She's one of the founders of the first wine club in Tashkent, the country's major city, and runs the first trendy wine bar in Uzbekistan called the Wine Bazaar. For today, our three key learning objectives are: first of all, we are going to understand the evolution of wine culture and consumer awareness in Uzbekistan. Second, we are going to learn about the import and distribution landscape. And third, identify current trends, gaps, and opportunities in Uzbekistan's wine market. Okay, so let's dive in. Welcome to Asia Wine Market Almaty Special Edition with me, your host, Roza. In this special series, we're exploring the growing wine culture of Kazakhstan, with Almaty at the heart of it all. Each episode will meet with Italian wine professionals, importers, soms, and producers who are shaping the future of wine in Central Asia. Whether you're a winery looking to expand into new markets or a local expert curious about the market dynamics, you are in the right place. Hello and welcome to Asia Wine Market Almaty Special Edition. Today I am joined by a special guest, Svetlana Fedoseeva from Uzbekistan. Svetlana is a Master of Technology and Winemaking, currently pursuing her WSET diploma. She's one of the founders of the first wine club in Tashkent, the country's major city. She also manages the events of the Bartender and Wine Professionals Association and runs the first trendy wine bar in Uzbekistan called the Wine Bazaar. So welcome, Svetlana. We're very happy to have you here today.
Okay, welcome for everyone and thank you for the invitation. It's really important for me and of course for my country too.
Thank you so much again. Thank you again for your time. Before we dive into our main topics of discussion for today, please tell our listeners, how did your journey into the world of wine begin and what motivated you to join?
Okay, so it's really easy for me to explain it because I had graduated from Moscow State University, food production, and after that, technologies and management. And right now, I'm really wine professional technologist. And for me, of course, it's possible to work as a winemaker, but I decided to a little bit change my ways and go to the different sommelier course, of course, set WCT and Kurtoflasa sommelier. And of course, I had one other person who all time motivated me and told me that it's really interesting to be wine sommelier, wine technologist, because it's a really unique professional. If you talk about Russian Federation, if you talk about Asian country, right now I live during 7 years in Uzbekistan, and people who surround me every time told me and promotion me to be more powerful and more interesting and developing wine industry too.
Okay, so you are originally from Russia, and 7 years ago you moved to Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Could you also tell us about your current projects?
So right now I have three different projects. First of all, we opened two different wine places. First of all, one of the interesting modern wine bar, and other it's one restaurant. I have a really unique investor who decided to open a wine company too. Because of course we have nearly 15 different wine companies in Uzbekistan, but we don't have unique wine. It means wine industry here is developing. We don't have wine from Portugal, from a lot of different countries. And of course we don't have a biodynamic wine, organic and something unique. The first reason why we decided to open a wine company and two wine places. And of course we open wine school too, because it's really important if you would like it to develop with you and your customers. And of course, we organize different projects. It means degustation and other things, which is possible for us to developing our customers, first of all.
Okay, thank you. And you said wine importing company.
Yeah.
It already operates?
Yes, of course.
What is the name of your wine importing company?
Nachalo Wine Group.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's really strange. But our wine restaurant's called Nachalo. The second wine bar, Wine Bazaar by Nachalo, and now our wine company, Nachalo Wine Group.
Well, even in the name, everything is connected.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And also, could you please give us a brief overview of Uzbekistan, its population, major cities, maybe something else that will be helpful to understand the market context?
Yeah, of course, it's no problem. So first of all, in Uzbekistan, near the 35 million people. But if we talk about really big cities, it means Tashkent, it's near the 3 million, but I think it's a little bit bigger because we have a lot of not tourists, but relocated and other guys who just work by the contract. And Samarkand. It's two big city, as usual, which are a little bit more developing than other. If we talk about our weather, it's hard, of course, for winemakers, first of all, and of course, hard for people who don't understand what it means to have in a summer period plus 66 degrees. It's crazy and it's possible, but sometimes in the winter period, we have minus 25. It was 2 years ago. It's completely strange because, as usual, people who just leave it here thought, so during winter period, we have plus 2, plus 5, but if you talk about minus degrees, it's crazy and everything is stopped here. It means cars, autobus, and other things. It's hard for us. It's something interesting. Maybe we talk about products, first of all, because we have a lot of amazing fruit and amazing meat. And of course, we have really here gastronomic cultures. But all of these, if you talk about plov, about samsa, about shashliks, it's a little bit fatty, but so delicious.
Yeah, that's true. Here I have to give kudos to Uzbek cuisine. Uzbekistan has its own very rich cuisine, but also because Uzbekistan, again, same as Kazakhstan, is a
Yeah,
post-Soviet
yeah.
country. That is why both of the countries we actually have cuisines of different cultures. It's a kind of normal for us to eat something from Uzbek cuisine in the morning, during the lunch, eat something from the Russian cuisine, then in the evening, eat something, I don't know, Korean maybe. So it's kind of normal to us.
Oh, yeah, it's true. You know that local guys really love it. Korean cuisine and Turkish cuisine. And I think we can eat it every day. Really spicy, so really delicious.
People got used to different types of flavors in the food. That is to say that it's a very big opportunity to introduce some new wines, new styles to people from our countries.
Okay, yeah, it's really true because if you have a different type of cuisine, not so local and Korean, Turkish, it's important for us to mix with food pairing, wine and food, and we have a lot of good activities here for this.
And I must have misheard. You said 66 degrees or 36
Yeah,
degrees?
66 in summer period.
Really? That sounds
Yeah,
crazy. Like 66 degrees Celsius, right?
yes, in July. As usual, it will be, but for my 7 years here, it was twice. But as usual, it's near the 50, 45, but it's hard because really dry climate here.
Even 45 to 50 degrees is kind of normal. It is your summer normal.
Yeah, it's classic.
All right, got it. Okay, thank you for sharing all that information. For today, our three key learning objectives are first of all, we are going to understand the evolution of wine culture and consumer awareness in Uzbekistan. Second, we are going to learn about the import and distribution landscape. Who are the major players there? What drives their decisions? And how international producers, and especially Italian, can successfully enter the Uzbek market. And third, identify current trends, gaps, and opportunities in Uzbekistan's wine market, especially regarding local demand and the perception of Italian wines. Okay, so let's dive in. To begin, I would like to start with Uzbekistan wine scene in general. From your perspective, how has wine culture in Uzbekistan evolved in recent years? And how is wine perceived today? And what trends are you seeing in consumer behavior?
So if compared to what has happened during 7 years here, it's completely different ways. My first time here, when we are moving to different local supermarkets, you can see wine, good wine. We have a special shops for alcohol, first of all. When you move in alcohol shops, what you are thinking? Nothing special. It means it's classic brands which everyone to know. It means if you talk about champagne, it's Moet Chandon, Dom Perignon. If you talk about something white, it's okay. Here we will have Zanin, we will have Vietti. So nothing special, nothing interesting, something classic and base. It was really difficult for classic wine lovers, for me too. But during years, step by step, a lot of tourists visit Uzbekistan, first of all. And for us, it really helped to developing our wine market. Right now, we have more than 15 wine companies. 6 years ago, it was only three. And so we developing, we have something new, something interesting. And right now, people love and decided to understand what they need to drink here. It means it's not classic situation when, please bring me something. No, they open wine list. They ask you about different grape varieties and different styles.
So actually, the consumers, they also became more curious. It's not just they
Yeah,
rely on the sommelier only.
sometimes they're afraid sommelier in restaurant. It's a classic because they don't know who is good, who is not good. And it's step by step when you talk with your customers, they believe that you are really professional person. And after that, it's possible for you to good connect with them and give a really important wine for him. But classic customers right now, they work with wine list. It means they open and understand what it means Pinot Grigio, what it means Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand, what it means other grape varieties. Right now, we understand what it means red grape varieties, what it means white grape varieties. For our country, it's really amazing because 7 years ago, they don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good evolution. That's a very promising evolution, I would say. And talking about the consumers, who are the typical wine consumers in Uzbekistan today? And are you seeing any growing interest from certain groups, like maybe younger generations, people under 30 years old, or women, or it's more like wine professionals?
So, talk about our consumers, people who drink good wine. It's a little bit older than 35 years because it's people who just, it's possible for them to traveling from European country and from maybe Asia country and drinking wine. Next steps as a people who just work here for the contract. It means guys from European country, guys from other country, because here are traveling too, and they prefer to drink wine. The second group is tourists, but of course they are drink local wine, and I think it's not young generation. Young generation here prefer more cocktails, but for the wine they are not ready right now.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually the situation in the whole world, I think.
Yeah.
And also the same in our country. When I talked to Ratmir from Kazakhstan Wines and Spirits, he also told us that the classic consumer of their wine products, like at their wine bars, wine restaurants, are 35 to 40 years old.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's more or less the same, yeah. You also launched the wine school that you already mentioned. You didn't mention the name. It's called No Name Wine School, which is now a key space for wine education. As far as I know, it's one of the first wine schools in Uzbekistan. So, what kind of people come to your classes there? Are they mostly professionals or they're wine enthusiasts, beginners, wine lovers who just want to deepen their knowledge?
Yeah, we have a really strange name, no name, because we decided to explain that for us it's not interesting brand. For us, it's really interesting people who just teacher here, and of course, interesting our customers. So when we open this project, of course, the first reason to talk about our staff, about different waiters, bartenders, because they don't know about wine nothing. And they ask a long period, please, Svetlana, if you it's possible for you to open wine school, you need to make it here. And so, of course, there are our first five groups. It was guys who just work in hospitality. After that, people who was our customers in wine restaurants and wine bars start to have education is a sommelier too. It's not a really sommelier course. We have a different programs, and the first really easy programs for our customers, and they really love it because it's more simple for them. We are start from different grape varieties, different types of the wine, and people so really love it. Love our teachers, and it's really interesting communication with them because if you talk about 6 years ago or more, people don't have nothing something like this.
And could you tell us what were the most successful programs so far? Maybe some particular regions or maybe some particular grape varieties?
Introduction course because people decided to start. Yeah. But if you talk about guys from hospitality, they prefer countries. They prefer France and Italy, of course.
Thank you for sharing all those insights about the consumer groups. Let's move on to import and distribution landscape. Could you please give us some names? Who are the major wine importers and distributors in Uzbekistan today? And what do they look for when choosing international wines?
First of all, I think I need to talk about three bigger wine company here. First, it's Legion, who work with wine and high alcohol too. They have a big brand. We talk about champagne, it's Moet Chandon, it's Armand de Brignac, Dom Perignon. They have a lot of groups from Italy. They have Guido Alberto, it means Tenuta de San Guido. They have Tenuta Regalali. If you talk about France, it's maybe Whisper and Angel, Chocolat d'Esclan. They have a Penfolds brand. I think if you talk about one of the bigger, they have everything. Because people who just customers here, first of all, think about brand. After that, about what they drink. The second wine company who is a really big too, it's San Vito. It's a company who started from around Philippe de Rothschild more than 16 years ago. It was the first wine company in Uzbekistan. Talk about Italy, they work with Planeta, they work with Zanin, and they have other big brands. It means Cadarnieu and Barton Bustier if you talk about France. And the third wine company, it's Bella Group. You talk about wine, and they have a high alcohol in Sapphire distribution. They are two a little bit different company. It's really bigger, and of course they work with big brands if you talk about market. The first reason why when we open our wine company, we just start to work with a little bit smaller group because it's more interesting for us if we talk about biodynamic, organic, and other things.
Okay, we're going to talk about this recent trends a little bit later, but for now, I want to ask you a question about your company as well. Let's talk about your portfolio. What is the percentage of Italian wines in your portfolio, and what are some of the names, labels that you already have?
I think it's talk about percentage. It's near the 20% because local customers love Italian wine. I can tell about Cantina Tramin. We will have Zeni, we will have Fratelli Baralli, Ronco de Beltulè, and something other company, but it's small secret.
Okay. In your opinion, what are some of the main challenges that international producers, brands, especially Italian ones, face when trying to enter the Uzbekistan market?
I think it's transportation because if you talk about our countries, it's so really long time. If you are just would like it to put everything into one country, after that you need to put different labels if our rules, and after that transport. It's so really long and difficult for us. Of course, if we talk about price here, if you are buy wine near the €2, price here it's neither €18. 18 sometimes 20 is the first reason why it's difficult for us to promotions wine and talk with our customers. Oh, it's really cheaper to drink wine. No, it's not cheaper. If compare it with Kazakhstan, the price it's twice it's higher here.
Okay, got it. And what about the tariffs and taxes in Uzbekistan? Of course, like the logistics cost for you is super high. I can understand that. But also, taxes and tariffs might be a big issue, right?
Yeah, but during these years, our government decided to change taxes, and it's a little bit lower than 2 years ago because our government understand that we needed to promotion wine because a lot of tourists traveling here, and they promotions not only local wine and wine from different countries too. But tax here is really higher. But I think more important for us is just logistics.
Okay, got it. Let's talk about some opportunities now. In your opinion, what are the most promising opportunities for Italian wines in Uzbekistan? And are there any specific styles, maybe some price points, or maybe some regions that could do especially well, in your opinion?
You know, that's really popular here, of course. I think if you talk about countries with the star wine away, of course, it's Pinot Grigio. People love it. They love it Chianti because it's just a name, which is really easy for the pronunciation. And of course, Prosecco. It's just three different types of style, which people is usually love it here. And of course, they love it super Tuscany wine. They know Sassicaia, they know Arlalai, Tignanella, Massetto, because it's big brand. And if you talk about people who just start their way drinks wine way, they prefer to start from red wine from the Puglia. You know, wine from the Puglia, from the Primitivo, and sometimes, okay, the Infantile is the way people love it here because it's more sweety, more understandable, more powerful for them. And of course, it's good for us because people start from this. If you talk about white wine, people start to drink more white wine here. If you talk about summer period, because of course it's just so weather. Pinot Grigio, Sauvignon Blanc from Trentino Alta Adige, it's perfect combination for the summer periods, and of course for our customers too.
Yeah, you just mentioned Trentino Alto Adige, but from price point, it's not challenging for consumers to go for Trentino Alto Adige, let's say.
You know, if compared price for the classic Pinot Grigio from the wine from Trentino Alto Adige or Chianti Classico or Prosecco, it's usually the same price.
Oh,
It's near the 25 euro for the bottle. If you talk about one of the cheap wine, is usual we are drinking in Italian and a little bit middle price in Italian. When you are drinking this wine in Uzbekistan, it's a little bit at the same price. Maybe it's different 2 euros or 3 euros maximum.
okay, got it. But besides those popular styles or popular regions, do you think that any other regions that are still underexplored by consumers in Uzbekistan would have a great opportunity in the market? They're not that popular now, but given the opportunity or after putting some more effort into marketing, for example, those wines would get bigger market share in the future.
Yeah, okay. So 3 years ago, I started work with our customers a little bit bigger than other years. And people here don't drink nothing. It means they know about Prosecco and Champagne. After 1 year, they understand what it means cava, what it means Zect, because I really love it. And I think the next step for us, it's Franciacorta. I believe that Franciacorta and other sparkling wine, which is a new trend here. Because of course, bubbles, hot weather, climates, it's really a good combination here. Yeah. I hope the next new trend will be Ribolo Jala because we bring Ribolo Jala and I think it's really interesting to open these great varieties for our customers. First of all, of course, it's good combination with the local food and of course, because I love it.
Sometimes, even though in the beginning you might not have good financial results by selling some of the wines that you love, at least you're having fun at the same time. Not just making money, but also having fun and getting something that you like.
Yeah, because people believe it, you, and if you love something, if you talk that it's really good wine, you need to taste it. People taste it, and after that, they love it.
Yeah, that's true. We just need to set a good example and talk about the wine that we love with passion.
Yeah.
I think it's contagious. People just get this passion, the way that you talk about wine, they get excited by it, and then they are ready to try.
Yeah, it's true. And if you have a wine bar, it's possible for you to open different bottles for the tasting. And after that, okay, you can prepare a blind tasting. People, okay, what is this? I don't know about this great varieties. Yeah, I love it. I love this emotion.
Okay, that was a very good transition to your wine bar. So, how do you use this space to engage and educate your consumers? And how do your guests typically approach wine when they visit? What I mean here is maybe they feel intimidated by the choice because as a wine importer, you must have a great choice of different wines. Do consumers feel intimidated, or maybe they're a little bit more curious about something new, or maybe they're more conservative in the beginning when they choose wines?
You know that wine customers here a little bit close the club. What it means, each of them know each other, and when we open our doors for the customers, first of all, okay, oh Svetlana, oh Andrei, because they know us and they believe it that we can bring something interesting about wine, and they understand that could be blind tasting, but it's our customers. But if you talk about new wine customers, okay, the first time it was shock because it's one of the bigger bar here. We have the biggest wine storage, and people, wow, it's amazing, a lot of wine. And of course, it's a little bit high. Step by step, we start to talk. And of course, first of all, they start from Pinot Grigio or from Sauvignon from New Zealand. It's a classic situation from the customers here. But step by step, you give something new. Grape varieties is something new. And after that, of course, they would like to move from the Riesling, maybe sometimes from Chablis, Sancerre, but still drinking something new. If you talk about local customers, when they move to a wine bar, they start from the wine by the glass. From wine by the glass is usual. Of course, we have wine from the Italy, Pinot Grigio, Chianti, or something from the Sicily. It's easier for us to talk with customers what it means. This is great varieties, what it means. This is wine portfolio, and it's perfect. But step by step, we need to time because people sometimes a little bit shy and think about price, of course, first of all, and the second about no name brand. If they know about it, we need time.
Again, I think it's a typical situation for our countries.
Yeah. But it's really easy for us because our customers ask about different wine degustation, wine dinner. In the Monday, the 5th May, we have the Barossa, and a lot of guys, winemakers from Italian move here, and we organize, of course, wine dinner because people love to talk with winemakers. And of course, we open for these collaborations with wine company, and we made it.
Mhm.
It's a new ways from countries and for customers.
Yeah, that's true. Again, with the amount of wines that are sold on the
Yeah.
market and with the amount of good wines that are sold on the market, we have to think about different ways of marketing. And actually, the dinners with winemakers is also it's a good way to see the person behind the bottle.
Yeah. It's true.
Okay, now coming back to some trends. You already mentioned organic, biodynamic wines. Is it already a trend in Uzbekistan too, or it's just something that happens in other countries, but in Uzbekistan it didn't reach yet, and people actually don't care that much about organic, biodynamic wines?
I think we are ready for this step because if compared to our customers right now and a little period ago, it's completely two different peoples. And right now they ask about new grape varieties, new style, and biodynamic, organic, maybe pet nut style. It's a type which we don't have here, but when we open wine company, we will have it here. And people like different experiments with this. I think that people are ready, but not something that is crazy wine, something classic but with new trend, step by step. It's not possible for us to bring unfiltered wine with I don't know, with cabbage aroma profile, really oxidation. It will be really hard. But if we have a not a unique style, but okay, biodynamic and organic ways, it's possible for us to have it in wine portfolio and of course to breaking and sell here.
So something closer to classic
Yeah,
flavors.
yeah.
Okay, got it. And what about no-low wines?
So, it's a new trend. First of all, we're a Muslims country, and of course, a lot of guys who would like it to organize different big market here. Sometimes they dislike it to drink wine, but we need to have a good toast with glass of the wine. It's the first reason why we will have non-alcohol. It's a new trend. We have a sparkling, we have red, white, and of course, non-alcohol beer too.
I think in our country too, it's not just trend. In some cases, it's a necessity to have these kind of wines due to the specificity of our markets, I think.
Right now, all wine company here have non-alcoholic wine. It's really big trend. But compared with classic wine, of course, I'm not big fan because it's really difficult to say for aroma profile and wine characteristics. I have my favorite two brands, which for me it's more classic. But sometimes, of course, it's not zero alcohol. Yeah, it's a little bit zero point 0.1, sometimes zero point 0.5. And it's difficult for sale here.
Hmm. Okay, got it. It's almost time for us to wrap it up. But before doing that, could you please tell us just briefly how are Italian wines perceived by your customers or Italy in general?
You know that here people love Italian cuisine. We're really a big fan pizza, pasta, or other smalls. Maybe sometimes people love arancini, and we have a lot of Italian restaurants. And I don't know, maybe each 3 weeks we will have something new. And the first reason why people love to drink Italian wine. If you talk about something classic, I thought about it. Yeah, we have Pinot Grigio, maybe some Chianti, and other classic varieties which people to start. But of course, people prefer to understand something a little bit more. It means Barolo Barbaresca for us, it's a new trend. It's difficult for understandable for our customers what it means Barolo. A little bit not easy for drinkable. But if you talk about one of the bigger for the volume, it's something easier, something drinkable and understandable. I think it's price, if you talk about Italy, segment between 2 or maximum 5 euro for the bottle. But here, of course, it's the price is higher.
Well, yeah, we shouldn't forget to mention that every time. Because of our geography, the logistics is not helping us, let's say.
because I have a lot of Italian friends, and when I visit Uzbekistan, oh no, 25 euros, I drink this wine tomorrow. It was maybe 4 maximum. Why? Because it's Uzbekistan.
Well, yeah, that's true. Okay, again, thank you a lot for all the insights and for a very fun conversation. Before we wrap up today's episode, I've got some rapid fire questions for you. The first question is, what's one key thing Italian wineries should keep in mind when entering the Uzbek market?
I think Italian winemakers need to organize more different events here because we are ready. Government really ready for this too. And we need to more promotions. Gambero Rossa for us really important meetings here and everyone to waiting it. Customers love Italian wine with cuisine, with all of this which will happen. We need to promotions, and I think the customers drink something new. I believe it because a lot of great varieties, a lot of region, and we need it. We need it. I believe it.
Okay, I hope the Italian wineries will hear that and will start doing more efforts to support you, to support people who are actually trying to wine culture. Okay, the second question is if you could introduce one new trend or grape variety to Uzbekistan, what would it be and why?
Yeah, I thought about it. For me, it's Ribolo Jala. I believe that it's important grape varieties for us. First of all, I love it, and it's good for the combination with food. And of course, the next trend is Francicorta. We need to promotion sparkling here, and I believe that's new to style in Uzbekistan.
Okay, thank you. And the third question, which is not related to wine. So, if you weren't working in wine, what other profession or industry could you see yourself in?
I think I have it right now because, okay, my other first professional is to be a sommelier. I really love it, organize different events, educations. But my second ways is just to open something wine. It means wine bar. Managed it open and decided which cuisine we will have here. I don't know which glasses, which tables, and other things. It's really important because if you have a good combinations with wine, with food, with atmosphere, with music, with decoration, I think I combine everything. And right now I have really important professionals for me. And I don't believe it, but I have it right now.
So, anyway, we came back to wine and dining.
Yeah. Wine and food. What I needed? Nothing. Good food, good wine.
Other professions do not exist, only wine and dining.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. Thank you again, Svetlana. That was a very insightful conversation, first of all. I live in a neighboring country, but even for me, it was very insightful. And I believe that Italian wineries who will be listening to our conversation, as well as their export managers, will find it useful for them. Good luck with bringing Ribola Jala to
Thanks.
Uzbekistan and making it popular, making it great. And also good luck with WSET diploma studies. Thank you a lot.
Thank you for your conversations. Thank you for your invitation. It's really important for me and, of course, for Uzbekistan too. I hope the next years we will be more successful with wine from Italy. And, of course, please, guys and filmmakers, right? I think we can find for you good wine company who bring your wine in Uzbekistan.
All right. Thank you again. Thank you. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Thanks for listening to Asia Wine Market Almaty Special Edition. Don't forget to subscribe and follow the Italian Wine Podcast wherever you get your pods. And if you are curious to discover more about the Central Asian wine scene, join us at the Vinitaly Kazakhstan Roadshow on July 7th. See you in the next episode. And until then, cheers from Almaty.